great importance when you're going to a lacrosse camp, but of equal importance here at the United States Military Academy is how you behave off of it. There's just a higher standard that's asked of everybody that touches this academy. So we ask that of your sons for those 4 days. Jared Moffitt, who has been running the facilities, has worked this camp for a decade or so, but runs the whole operation up top. You know, said to me this morning, it's the best group we've had. The very best group we have, the best behaved. You're trying to move 475 kids one position to another, one place to another. You just need to have everybody on the same sheet of music. And your kids did an outstanding job of that. It just made it an enjoyable camp, hopefully for them, but it made it an enjoyable camp for the staff. It really set a great example for all of the younger kids. So if we can, staff, let's put it together, and parents for the young men right here. So we have a couple of awards that we're just going to give out. I know on social media, Coach Georgiales put out like an all-star team. We have a couple of workhorse awards that we want to present. So, Billy, you got the first one? Bill Bauer is going to present. Bill Bauer, class of 1983, Army lacrosse player, and the sergeant major of the Army camp right now. But Bill is going to present the Flea Workhorse Award. Hoorah, Coach! Hoorah! 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 Can I get a hoorah? Hoorah! I was nervous, but no longer. Ladies and gentlemen, I got to tell you, these gentlemen here have greatly improved their skills while here at this camp. Their improvement is quite laudatory, and I know you are, but you definitely should be very, very proud of that. Handing out this award is very difficult because the amount of improvement each of these kids have had. In this case, I had one individual on my team who came in here and he was pretty much soup sandwich. Right? You ever make a sandwich out of soup? It's all messed up, right? Well, so was he. Right? Total soup sandwich. By the end of this camp, he was in the right position. At defense, he was in the right position. He was ripping and raking. He was coming on out. He was ball controlling. He was passing the ball. And I got to tell you, that particular growth and improvement really struck me. And I would like to present this particular Workhorse Award to Will Twining. Will. Keep it up, right?
I told you.
Let's give him a hoorah! Hoorah! Right.
I told you.
All right, guys. I had the pleasure to coach a lot of these guys all week long. Specific kid on my team, you know, early to all of our check-ins, getting on time. All right, helping kids out, getting all those ground balls. Okay, always asking the right questions. All right, I want to give this award to Justin Lawler. All right, come on down.
Just give me a few minutes here. I get this opportunity to speak to young people quite often in the summer. And you know, you can go a lot of different ways with that when you have that opportunity, as I do. You can talk about a million things one time, or you can talk about a million things, a million different things, okay? I just choose to go a million things one time, right? And that thing that I always talk about, I talk about toughness. Right? I talk about toughness. Here at the United States Military Academy, I'm blessed to work with some of the toughest guys in the country. This institution is made up of some very tough men and women. Some very tough men and women. Let me explain to you how I define toughness. Toughness is 100% of the time. That's giving your greatest effort on the field, regardless if the coach is watching regardless if it's your favorite drill or your least favorite drill. That's toughness. Toughness is putting down the Xbox and going out and getting the extra work in. Toughness is getting to the weight room, you older high school guys. Giving that 100%, 100% of the time. Now, don't save it for scrimmages, men. If it's a shooting drill and the coach has got to be down on the other side of the field, give your greatest effort to that, your greatest focus to it. That's the quickest way to improvement. It's the quickest way to improving your team. 100%, 100% of the time. And it's important in lacrosse. It's the same importance in soccer, same importance in football, hockey, basketball, you name it. You're stepping on an athletic field. Be a tough guy. Give 100%, 100% of the time. That's very important, very important. Of greater importance is to be a tough guy in the classroom. How are you going to be a tough guy in the classroom? You take the things you've learned on the field and you apply it to the classroom. 100%, 100% of the time. For your most favorite subject or your least favorite subject. Your greatest effort so that you can reach your fullest potential in the classroom. Don't save it up for your favorite teacher or your least favorite teacher. I've been in education for 30 plus years. The greatest joke in all of education is the teacher doesn't like me. Because I've never met a teacher who didn't like a student who sat in front, who paid attention in class, who participated in class, who was kind to the people around them, who turned in their homework on time, did the extra credit when it was available. That's a tough thing to do. So if you're going, guys, you're going home and you're using that excuse with your parents, take a look at yourself first. Why does the teacher not like me? And be truthful with yourself. Like, I can't figure it out. I bet you can if you look hard enough. Be a tough guy. Do your best. And what it's going to do is it's going to create opportunities for you. And I don't care if you're going into 9th grade or you're going into 12th grade. It's not too late to take that approach, to be a tough guy in the classroom. It will pay dividends. It will create options for you. So being a tough guy in the field is important. Being a tough guy in the classroom is of greater importance. What I'm going to say next, fellas, is of the greatest importance. It's the most important thing that you've heard here over these 4 days. So let me have your eyes, fellas. You're looking right here. Be a tough guy in life. Do the right thing, whether mom's going to find out, whether your coach is going to find out, or whether the teacher's going to find out. Do the right thing. What's the right thing? It's right to include people. It's right to be inclusive. The kids that don't look like you, they don't talk like you, they don't have all the nice things that you do, maybe they can't think as well as you do. Don't exclude them. That's not very tough. That doesn't take any toughness at all. It's just a sign of weakness is what it is. A tough guy will bring that kid in, that kid that maybe doesn't have the friends that you have, and you see him down there at the lunchroom table by himself. Go tap him on the shoulder. Ask him to be part of your group. Start to lift him up. That's a little tougher thing to do than just to look at him and look away. That's not hard at all. Being inclusive is tough. Doing the right thing, as I said earlier, whether mom, dad, or coach is going to find out, sometimes can be tough. You know, picking on somebody because they don't have what you have, that's not tough. Talking to your friends, or even if they're not your friends, in a condescending way, that's not tough. That doesn't take much. It doesn't take much to bully somebody. Those bullies, those guys are cowards. They don't feel good about themselves, so they got to pick on somebody else. A tough guy steps in and tells the kid to knock it off. The toughest of the tough guy takes the kid who's being bullied and says, hey, you're with me. Let's sit together in class here. Let's eat lunch together. Hey, what's your Instagram? That's what tough guys do. Bring them in. Make them feel part of it. And I'll tell you this, fellas, it's all out there. You know, I haven't been in a high school in a long time, but I know that drugs and alcohol are everywhere. They're everywhere. You've got a whole bunch of people, unfortunately, a whole bunch of young people who don't feel great about themselves. So they start to take substances in hopes that that's going to make them feel better. And all of those guys, they want to take somebody with them because that helps them, makes them feel better also. They want to drag somebody down with them. A tough guy can walk away from that, whether it's the cool thing or not the cool thing. They can step away because it's not taking you in the direction that you want to go, that your parents want you to go. The toughest of the tough guys will take that kid who's your buddy who's going down that path and say, hey, you're with me. You're not going to be part of that. And if your buddy isn't listening, really tough guys, they'll go let their parents know. Hey, Johnny's not going down the right way right now, Mom. You need to call their parents. Get them involved. Don't let your friends go and suffer, go down the wrong path, and you just stand by there and feel good enough because it's not you. That's not tough enough. And I'll say this to you fellas, you start being a tough guy on the field, it bleeds right into what you're doing in the classroom. And you're a tough guy in the classroom, and then that bleeds into right what you're doing outside of the classroom. And you're a tough guy in life, and then it becomes your way of life. You never ever have to worry about turning it on because you never turn it off. Ever turn it off. You're just going to make the right decision. The decision that's going to benefit you down the line, and it's going to benefit the people that you're with down the line. That's what tough guys do. And I'll tell you this, fellas, you continually make those decisions, you're going to start feeling great about who you are. And the people around you will feel great about being around you because they know you're going to make the right call, regardless of who's going to find out. And now you're lifting up your peer group. You're lifting up your friends. And enough of your friends are doing it, now you're lifting up your grade. And enough of your grade starts doing it, now your school starts to become a little better place to be around. But it's got to start with you. You've got to be that tough guy. Don't look around and wait for somebody to be tough for you. You make those right calls. And I'll tell you what, fellas, you're just going to lift some people up with you, and you're going to get that kind of life. Those sort of dreams, those sort of things that you guys sit in bed and think about, they'll be yours. I promise you, they'll be yours because you've made consistently the right call. Moms and dads, thank you so much for sending your sons here and trusting the Army Lacrosse family here for 4 days. I hope you get a chance, folks that are close enough, to come out to Michie Stadium on February 8th at 12 noon. It's about 203 days away. You're going to watch us take on UMass. And I hope you look out there and you look a whole bunch of guys in white and you go, those are some tough guys. Those are some guys that are for each other. They play for each other. They're tough, they're physical, they're mentally tough. When things don't go their way, they continue to push forward. That's what I hope you see. Thank you for your support, and all the best to you this year, young men in here. Be a tough guy. Thank you so much.
If you need to pick up medication, the nurse will be up in Michie Stadium. So if you need to pick up your medication, a parent has to do that up in Michie Stadium. They'll be able to get it.
Did anybody lose a phone? This was found near the field house. It's got a Vineyard Vine sticker, New Jersey, blue case. buddies, by chance?
Parents, I beg.
Oh.
Parents, I beg your forgiveness. I just. I want to. Give me that plan around. Son, you gotta maintain accountability for your equipment all the time. Gentlemen, take my command. On your feet. You keep it up. I'll get you to push-up position. Take a deep breath in. Let it out. Take a deep breath in. Let it out. How do you feel? Good. I'm freaking confused. You put me in freaking bewilderment. I mean, you're here in 3 days in 89-degree heat. You practice in 3 practices. You play 6 games, and on top of that, you walk 5 miles, and that's the way you're gonna sound now? No way. Are we weak? No. Are we not strong? Yes, sir. I want to hear. Are we not strong? Yes, sir. Outstanding. How was the chow? Great. Chow's food, people. Chow's food. How's the chow? Good. How's the rack? Good. That's sleep, by the way. How's the rack? Good. Did you have fun? Yes, sir. Did you learn something? Yes, sir. Do you want to come back? Yes, sir. Are you sure you want to come back? Yes, sir. All right. Give me a hoorah. Hoorah. I want another hoorah. Hoorah. And for the most important people in your life, for your mom and dad, I want a real hoorah. Hoorah. That wasn't good enough. Another one for them. Hoorah. Much better people, parents.